Today we will be carrying out an experiment on the simple pendulum. This is one of the most beautiful experiments in physics. It is beautiful because it is very simple to do. Secondly, we are going to introduce the concepts of period, frequency, and amplitude, which we will be using in our study of waves and wave phenomena. And lastly, it is useful because we can measure the acceleration due to gravity in this lab, or anywhere in Australia, or even the moon. This is a gravity map of Australia, which engineers use for finding the mineral wealth of Australia. Okay, this is the simple pendulum experiment. It consists of a string and a bob here. And we're going to measure the period of this pendulum. And from the period, we're going to get the value of the acceleration due to gravity. To measure the period, we use a stopwatch. And the period is measured this way. When you let this go, it goes there and back again. That's called 1 period. And when you do the experiment, remember not to do it this way, but this way. That means the angle between the vertical and this line here should be less than 5 degrees. Okay, this is the experiment that you're going to do. This is the pendulum and with the bob. L is the length of the pendulum, L, and this is the angle theta. And when you do the experiment, you need to make sure that the angle theta is less than 5 degrees. The period T is given by the movement of the pendulum bob from here to here, like this, and back again to this position here. The formula for the period is given by T is equal to 2 pi the square root of L over G. If I square this, this becomes T squared is equal to 4 pi squared over G times L. You will notice that this is similar to the equation y is equal to mx. M is the gradient of this line called y equal to mx, which you are familiar with. So if I draw a graph of this, y against x, you should get a straight line, and the gradient of this line is given by m. Now I can draw a similar diagram here, which is t squared versus L, and this you will get a straight line which gives you the gradient of this. And the gradient of this t squared versus L is given by m is equal to 4 pi squared over G. G is equal to 4 pi squared over m. So m is the gradient which you find by experiment. Which you find by experiment, and once you know m, you can find the value of g. In your experiment, you should get a value of g which is around 9.8 meters per second squared.